Straight ahead on 12 News, a sign of spring. Crews ready for a major construction project along County Road 81. Then,
Sometimes you pay rent and you got nothing left.
an area food shelf sees demand rise while its donations drop. But first, an encouraging sign in the job market. The state shows growth amid job seekers' struggles. 12 News starts right now. The state's labor market seems to be gaining steam. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Renslow.
And I'm Mike Johnson. State economists say Minnesota employers added more than 14,000 jobs last month. That number comes close to the number we saw at this time in 2008 before the recession hit. Renee Bonneau spoke with job seekers who have mixed reactions to this new statistic. Renee?
Mike and Alex, the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development says all industrial sectors in the state showed healthy job growth in the past year. Last month, sectors leading the pack include professional and business services, leisure and hospitality, education and health services, financial activities, and construction. I checked in with job seekers at the Workforce Center in Brooklyn Park who say the news makes them hopeful, but so far the new numbers mean little to them and others still struggling to find work. They say while there might be more jobs out there somewhere, the work either isn't appropriate for them or isn't in this area.
I'm not proud. I would take a job that I can do, even though it's not what I want, but at the same time, I would still be looking for what I want.
I couldn't tell you if it's, the jobs are really out here like they say, because I come here every day to the Workforce Center, and there's many people here on the computers looking for work.
The state shows government and manufacturing jobs were down last month. Meanwhile, the state's unemployment rate held steady at 5.5%. Mike and Alex.
All right, thank you. Well, spring is here, and so is road construction season. In Brooklyn Park, work on County Road 81 is already underway. It's a 2-year project to rebuild and upgrade 81 from the Crystal Airport to Interstate 694. Crews have already started to remove dozens of trees, and in the next week, 14 boarded up buildings will be coming down. They were purchased by Hennepin County to make room for the project, and drivers will start to see a big change next month when traffic goes to one lane in each direction.
We're intending probably in the next month here to close northbound 81, moving traffic over to the southbound lane. So at all times, we always have traffic moving up and down County Road 81, but motorists should be expecting some delay because we do have to take some lanes away as we reconstruct them.
The project cost is nearly $10 million. There will be several changes in traffic patterns along the way, and you can follow those on the county's website. We have a link to that at 12.tv. And County Road 81 isn't the only project ready to begin. Work starts April 1st on the Highway 169 and 93rd Avenue interchange project in Brooklyn Park. The $17 million project will remove the last stoplights at 93rd Avenue and carry the road by bridge over 169. A public open house is being held tonight. That's Thursday evening from 5 o'clock until 7 at Brooklyn Park City Hall for those interested in hearing more about the project and how it might affect your commute.
If a child doesn't have the money to pay for school lunch, do they still get to eat? Some districts say yes, others say no. There are several bills in the legislature that want to change that rule so that all students are allowed to eat. Representative Ryan Winkler authored one of those bills. The bill also increases state aid for school lunches. Opponents of the bill say it could cost the state up to $4 million a year and that parents should share more of the lunch cost. A lot of families with children are using local food shelves to help make ends meet.
In fact, 56% of food shelf clients in Minnesota are families. And as Sonia Goen shows us, the need is growing in the northwest suburbs.
I use this, the beans,
Many Minnesota families are having a hard time putting bread on the table.
peanut butter and jelly. I use this.
Barb has 4 children between the ages of 2 and 14.
I use this. I bake. We use this.
Although she has a job,
I need CEAP.
she says it's tough providing for her family.
Food is expensive.
And she's not alone.
They are great help to all of us.
60% of people using the food shelf are the working poor.
Sometimes you pay rent and you got nothing left.
Barb is from Liberia. She's glad CEAP provides some of the comforts from home.
They call it fufu. You can see the name on it.
Even though the economy is rebounding, CEAP officials say you wouldn't know it. More food shelf orders are coming off the computer.
This Brooklyn Center location serves about 1,000 families a month. Since September, they've seen a 25% increase.
People are working really hard, sometimes working 2-3 jobs, and still can't make those ends meet.
The demand is taking a toll. Donations are down.
You know, I'm not sure if people are thinking that maybe with the recession being over that things are fine and they don't, you know, the help isn't needed, but it really is.
They asked for toilet paper, bar soap, and some dog food.
Instead of packing for spring break, Derek Rodey is helping to bag up food shelf items.
It's always fun helping out the community when other people need help and stuff, so it's always good to fulfill that.
Clients like Barb are grateful for the help.
CEAP help a lot of people, no matter where you're from or who you are, they help.
Thank you.
In Brooklyn Center, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
And this month, your donation goes a long way. Food and money is being matched by Minnesota Foodshare and the Greater Minneapolis Council of Churches. And CEAP also got a very special delivery from one Girl Scout. As fourth grader Bridget McNeff was selling Girl Scout cookies, she also sold some to be donated to CEAP. So if someone bought, say, 4 boxes, they might agree to give 2 of them back. It all added up to 28 cases of cookies, and she delivered those cookies herself to CEAP's food shelf. Well, coming up, construction begins on a new bioscience facility at North Hennepin Community College. Find out what kind of impact that project will have on our area.
And later in sports, the Maranatha boys basketball team scores a win in the quarterfinal round of the Class A state tournament.
But first, a check of your AccuWeather forecast. How much impact does a local college have on the regional economy?
It's a significant impact according to a Wilder research study. Take a look at this. It's estimated that North Hennepin Community College in Brooklyn Park has a $276 million impact on the regional economy and generates more than 2,600 jobs in the Twin Cities. The college has more than doubled its financial impact and increased jobs by more than 60% since 2007. And North Hennepin College President John O'Brien joins us now with more. And John, why has the school's financial impact and those job increases in the region, why has that increased so much over the past 5 years?
Well, since 2007, the college has grown, and the community has grown, and we've grown with it. We've seen double-digit enrollment increases. And if you can imagine, that's part of the picture. The other part of the picture is our students who go out and buy coffee. You send 12,000 students out in the community buying coffee and filling up their cars with gas. That generates a lot of economic activity. And then if you imagine the coffee shop needs to buy more napkins and maybe needs to hire more staff and maybe needs to relocate in another location, and that has a very, very powerful multiplying effect.
So as MnSCU officials are now lobbying the state legislature for more funding, do the results of the study help make the case then for future growth at North Hennepin? Can you make that case?
Well, it's not an entire coincidence that this study comes out at the exact time that our legislators are trying to decide whether they want to reverse a decade of higher education cuts. And you know, we know in the community education transforms lives and gives students hope, but what we also want to make the case for is that it also generates economic activity. It affects the economy. In our case, $276 million and over 2,600 jobs.
Now, last year, North Hennepin got about $26 million in bonding from the state legislature. That money is currently being used. Construction has begun on a new bioscience and health careers center we're seeing right now. That building project is getting underway. Tell us a little bit about what that's going to be used for.
Well, it's going to be a state-of-the-art, like you said, $26 million facility. It's going to be, we'll see the groundbreaking in the spring. We'll see it open in fall of 2014. It'll be a 60,000 square foot new instructional space with 13 labs and 5 lecture halls and a bunch of classrooms. And it'll also have space dedicated for our university partnerships. That's space dedicated for students at North Hennepin getting their 4-year degree from some of our university partners.
All right, thank you very much. John O'Brien, president of North Hennepin Community College, for coming in. I appreciate it. Well, coming up, any way you add it up, this week's Standout Student is a real math whiz.
But first in sports, we will talk to a local Gopher men's basketball player as the team readies for its NCAA tournament game. John Jacobson is in next.
John Jacobson now with sports, and first round in the books, and that's been a pretty good round for local teams.
Yeah, in the basketball tournament, and moving on to the semifinals, including Class A for the 3rd time in the past 7 years. The Maranatha Christian Academy boys qualified for the state basketball tournament. The Mustangs are the #1 seed in Class A and open play Thursday morning in the tournament. Mustangs taking on Section 2A champion Mountain Lake in the quarterfinals. Isaiah Hansen rises up, and it's the first half jumper for MCA. And Garrison Gard, nice crossover drive for the basket, makes it 21-13 Mustangs. But Mountain Lake keeps it close. 6'7", Carter Kirk gets his own rebound and puts it back. He scores a game-high 20 points. Maranatha leads 28-24 at halftime. Second half, Van Gillard makes a great move here, spinning away from the defender and scoring with the left hand. Josh Goldschmidt runs the break and feeds Jeremiah Hansen. His shot is off, but Goldschmidt fouls it up for 2. Then Grantham Gillard nails a three-pointer. He comes off the bench for 15 second-half points. Maranatha advances to the semifinals, winning 61-44.
I think our kids did a good job the second half of rebounding. And then oftentimes that would push it into a couple transition baskets there at the end, which was great.
We played a really good team tonight. We are keen on defense. Our defense led to our offense, so that's what we had to do. And we came out there and did it.
Maranatha now plays Rushford Peterson in the Class A semifinals Friday at noon at the Target Center. In Class 4A, Park Center gets back in action for the semifinals Thursday night. The Pirates will face Edina after pulling out a thriller in the quarterfinals. The first half of Park Center's game against Lakeville North was all Pirates. This Quentin Hooker three-pointer helped them to a 16-point lead at halftime as the Pirates put up 43 points. And early in the second half, when Joshua Matthews gets the fast break layup, the Pirates are still in control at 49-32. But Panthers star J.P. McCura heats up after a slow start, and their rally begins. After the Panthers pull within 4, this Trayton Daniels tip-in helps Park Center restore the lead to double digits. Lakeville North keeps coming back. Layup here by Carell Newell ties the game at 67 all. Both teams miss chances to win late, and it goes to overtime. Watch the range on this very long three by McCura, and Lakeville North takes its first lead, 72-71. After they tie it with a free throw, Park Center goes for the win. Hooker is forced into a tough shot by Isaac Matthews, gets the tip in. That's the winner at the buzzer. Park Center pulls out a wild 74-72 win. They get Edina in the semis. Several former high school basketball standouts in the area are in the NCAA men's tournament. Cooper graduate Rodney Williams is in Texas with his Gophers teammates getting set to face UCLA. Williams and the Gophers will try to get back to the way they played early in the season when they started 15-1 and were ranked in the top 10. An upset over number 1 Indiana helped them get into the tournament. But a lot of late season losses have Rodney and his teammates looking to start fresh at tournament time.
We know we haven't played our best basketball, and we know we still got a lot left in the tank. So, like I said, we're going to go out here, we're going to show everybody what we got, and hopefully we can go get some W's in this tournament. It definitely feels a lot different, because there's no next year for me. So I just want to go out there and give my all.
In addition to Williams, former Osseo star Sam Dower is a key contributor off the bench for number 1 seed Gonzaga. And 2 former Hopkins stars from Golden Valley are in the tournament as well, Trent Lockett of Marquette and Siani Chambers of Harvard. With plenty of snow still on the ground, spring sports teams are hard at work getting set for the season. The Osseo softball team is hoping being a year older means a few more wins. The Orioles were a very young team last spring and won only 6 games, but a lot of the players gained varsity experience. And with most of those girls back for 2013, the team is optimistic for the new season.
Last year we had a bunch of girls that were their first time playing varsity, and now since most of those girls are now returners, I think they're more experienced and they kind of know what to expect, and so I think we'll have a solid team.
I think it's because we had a lot more new players on the season last year and not so many returners, which is going to be different this year because we have a lot more returners, and then we also have a couple new very experienced 9th graders coming up to help us, so I think it's going to be a lot better season this year than last year, definitely.
Coach Eric Ruska also thinks his team will be much improved this spring, but he's not setting the bar too high. Ruska sees this season as a continuation of the rebuilding process that started in 2012.
And our seniors know that too, coming in, going, we've been a part of it. They've seen the whole gamut now, and they're on the other side of the cycle, and they're willing to help out and work really hard to bring these young kids through. And it is just a step in the right direction, and I think everybody's on the same page, and it's looking good.
Osseo's first game is scheduled for April 10th at Andover. Scheduled for. I don't see much melting out there yet, so we'll see. Yeah.
Thanks, John. He is a two-time individual champ, but he's truly a team player.
Up next, we'll meet this math whiz and Wayzata High School senior.
March, of course, is the season of championship tournaments in high school hockey and basketball, but don't forget about math.
No, the Minnesota State High School Math League wrapped up its season last week, and as Delane Cleveland reports, that tournament is where this week's standout student from Wayzata High School came out on top for the second year in a row.
Congratulations to all of you for getting here today. It's the 2013 Math State Tournament.
March 11th at South St. Paul High School.
You have 1 minute, 15 seconds. Begin.
The brightest mathematical minds from Minnesota's high school ranks
What is the measure of
squared off against each other by answering questions that might resemble a foreign language to the untrained eye.
Markers down, whiteboards up.
And for the second straight year,
120.
Wayzata High School senior Roy Zhao took home the state title.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
He attributes much of his success to his parents.
Both of them are math majors.
Who helped him develop a love of math.
For other people, math is sort of a pain, but for me, I like doing math. Sounds nerdy, but I do math just for fun.
We'll call it O1W.
Talk to his longtime math coach at Wayzata, Tom Kilkelly.
That's Z, isn't it?
Pencils down.
And you'll get a sense of how much Roy's love of math contributed to the team's success, which, by the way, won its 6th consecutive title.
Roy is gifted. I mean, Roy is far above most students in terms of his ability to attack and solve problems.
Not only has Roy been on Wayzata's math team all 4 years of high school, but he's such a good student that he's taking all of his classes at the University of Minnesota this year.
When I go there, I just say I'm a freshman doing mathematics.
Yeah, he's a real talented young man.
Yet with all that talent comes modesty. Even though he's the individual state champion, winning the team championship is what Roy cares about most.
It was our 6th in a row, and then we're still continuing that streak. It's unparalleled.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
There's the trophy in the front office. Well, next year, Roy will attend Princeton University, where he plans to study computer science and, of course, mathematics.
Wow.
It does make you wish you were better at math, doesn't
does it ever? Yes. A little bit of Roy's genius.
Yeah, good for him, though. That's it for now. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here Friday at 4.